JJ McCarthy, after suffering an ankle injury at some point during last Sunday night's game against the Atlanta Falcons, is expected to miss anywhere between 2 to 4 weeks. This, according to Adam Schefter, which means, ladies and gentlemen, we are in line to see the full premiere of a QB2 off. That is Carson Wentz of the Vikings replacing JJ McCarthy, of course, versus Jake Browning of the Cincinnati Bengals replacing the injured Joe Burrow. Now, KOC isn't expecting for McCarthy to end up on IR, which tells me that KOC expects at some point for McCarthy to return this season. But what are your expectations for Carson Wentz? For me, after what I saw, the majority of the first 2 games this season, because one of the things that I didn't mention yesterday in my critiques of McCarthy is that it feels like that the majority of his passes are going to the outside, whether it's a dump off to the running back on the outside or throwing deep passes down the sideline, but nothing really in the middle of the field. So for me, the expectations I have, because the bar is so low, I'm like, you know what, Wentz? Hit TJ Hawkinson or Adam Thielen over the middle, say a dig route for 8 or 9 yards, and we're good. I think the fans will begin to get engaged again and at least get a first down every other drive on offense, and I think you'll be fine. Now, he could thrive, Carson Wentz, and maybe this turns out to be Vikings 2017 Part 2, where Sam Bradford gets injured, in comes Case Keenum, and you have a hell of a season. That could be the case for Carson Wentz replacing JJ McCarthy. Maybe he surprises us this year and you end up having a good season after all. Or maybe he fails. And if that is the case, because he could fail, but in the event that he fails and McCarthy is still hurt, then you move on to Max Brosmer. If he fails and McCarthy is ready to come back immediately, then okay, you just bring back JJM. No big deal. I have no idea, but I could not take any more of what we saw the first 2 games. That was a disaster. And this video is brought to you by Brunt Workwear. You see this boot? This is a Brunt boot. And the funny coincidental thing is I've known about these boots for a year and some change because my father-in-law and brother-in-law, who are the most outdoorsy dudes that I know, I'm talking about using heavy machinery, tractors, cutting down trees, clearing paths in the woods, a crowded forest of trees. That's them. They also just so happen to own these boots. And they swear by these boots that this is the greatest thing since sliced bread. To which I say, oh, heck yeah. This is an easy endorsement. Get $10 off at Brunt with code Randy at bruntworkwear.com. Now then, as far as injuries are concerned, heading into the Bengals game, I mean, something we're going to have to keep an eye on. Alec Lewis speculates that Christian Darrisaw may not be ready for the Bengals game. And if so, he expects for Walter Rouse to get the start. Aaron Jones dealing with a hamstring issue, AVG, Hitman. I mean, the amount of injuries that this team is dealing with is crazy right now. But Carson Wentz, I would say welcome to Minnesota, but I mean, you've been with the team for a while. But good luck to you on your first start, sir. We'll see you next time.